Well, the reason I'm even involved is because of Mary. We all know she's the pioneer in this, and she came and spoke to a little class I was teaching on energy. My husband and I own a small solar company. We homeschool. When my boy was in middle school, we had a little class, and we're going to study coal, we're going to study nuclear and wind and solar. When she came and talked to us about nuclear, we were blown away and couldn't imagine why more people were not involved in stopping this. So it really hooked me. In 2007, Duke applied for the license. It's a very long process for the Gaffney plant, which is called the W.S. Lee Nuclear Power Station. The point that we're at now in the process is they've had some public hearings, and they will initiate their final draft of the environmental impact statement. They still have to jump through hoops with fire safety and other things. So the last date I saw on there, which changes, is 2013 as far as processing. They want to get online by 2020, and these dates will probably also change. But what I've done is started a group in Asheville. We're young, we're only a couple of months old. We're called Safe Carolinas, and the SAFE stands for Safe Alternatives for Future Energy, because not only do we want to stop Gaffney, we want to go to Duke's stockholder meeting and say, why wouldn't you buy wind on the coast of North Carolina? There was a company ready to set it up and you wouldn't buy it. Why are you acting like dinosaurs and going back to a community that in the was in the early 70s, they built the Cherokee plant, which is the same one I'm talking about in Gaffney. They abandoned it by 1982 because, as Mary said, that was the time period they were running out of money. They spent $500 million, which was a lot back then. It's equal to about $1 billion now. And just left this big pit and some buildings and abandoned it. Now they're coming back and saying, oh, we're going to revamp this, we're going to have our nuclear renaissance. And not only do they want to build this, they want you and I to pay the pre-construction cost for it. And they're coming into a very small town. I don't know if you all are familiar with Gaffney. It's in South Carolina, just probably 50 miles from y'all, I think. It's 60 from Asheville. But it's a community where the backup pond that they would like to put there to cool this, because the Broad River has a lot of questions about whether it can support these reactors with the millions of gallons of water that it uses. They will when they build this pond, they're going to displace about 86 homes. So they're moving people out of there. Yeah. And of course they're coming into town and saying, we're going to build up your neighborhood, we're going to bring you money, we're going to do this and that. So our group, Safe Carolinas, we want to go to their community and educate and do a listening project. That's one of the projects we want to do. We also attended the public hearing, which they are still taking comments on with the environmental impact statement. And I've brought you a lot of information on that. I have the deadline, which is March 6th. You can write a letter. Also, talking points on the back. And I've got detailed information about the rate hike bill. The rate hike bill is something that all environmental groups are working on, the Sierra Club and a lot of national groups, and along with Mary's group. Because what Duke wants to do, it's not enough that they can charge you a pre-construction cost, which passed in 2007. Now they say, well, we want to take it a step further, and they've coined it the Super Quick bill. We want to go in and not have any hearings with the utilities company, no more public hearings, and we just want to annually raise the rates to pay for these plants. Well, that means that your generation, maybe even some of my generation, will never see that plant built. And to me, especially when this is not a choice of a lot of people, when there's surveys, 90% of the population wants solar and renewables. And as long as we're feeding the money to coal and nukes, we're not getting the money for that.